I'm hunting fuzz petals. I think I hear one coming.
Howdy folks, thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome to the channel and welcome to episode number 2 of Grumpy's Fuzz Quest, where I'm endeavoring to seek out fuzz petals that I like, trying to figure out the best ways to use them and make them get the tones that I've been looking for. Try to figure out what I've been missing all these years not using fuzz petals. So in episode number 1, I tried out the Fuzzy Bear from Cowline, a very simple, reputed to be fuzz face clone, or type of circuit at least. Very simple, 2 knobs, level and fuzz with your foot switch. Extremely simple, but that may have been the downfall of this pedal. It didn't really do it for me, and I'll go into a little bit about that here in just a minute. But it just really wasn't what I was looking for, and I'm sure some people may like it a lot. It may work perfectly for what they do, just not for me. Now, let me also just let you know, if you didn't see episode number 1, I will link it in the description below, so you can go back and check that out. And by the way, if you're not subscribed, it'd be great if you'd go ahead and click that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications. That way you know when new episodes are coming out. And alongside of that, a thumbs up wouldn't hurt. I'd really appreciate that. But more than anything else, please feel free to comment. Tell me how you use fuzz pedals, what your favorite fuzz pedals are. Just any tips or tricks that you want to share with old Grumpy, I would appreciate it all. That's what I'm going to be doing throughout this whole series, is relying on your suggestions, and hopefully you're going to help me get to my destination. But this time I'm going to check out what is reputed to be a Big Muff clone, or at least type of circuit. And we'll see if maybe the Big Muff sound is closer to what I'm seeking. But before I do that, I want to go back to episode 1, the comments from it. I want to just hit on a few of those comments and either answer or comment about what you guys had to say, and then we'll get on to the pedal of the day. It's a Big Muff. That's what they say. Yeah, let's check out some of the comments. So before I get into all the fuzz-related comments, there was one comment that was a little bit off topic, but it's something I can relate to, so I wanted to go ahead and address it. Let's see here. Musical Beast writes, yawn. Now, I get it. I understand. I'm a bit of an insomniac myself. I'm assuming you're not getting a whole lot of quality rest at night. And I just want to maybe recommend, if you have to, try a new mattress. But before you do that, just try a new pillow. You know, little changes can make absolutely huge differences if you give them a chance. And also, never underestimate the power of a good warm glass of milk before you go to bed. I hope that helps out. Moving along and getting to the subject at hand, Joseph writes, I don't know anything about fuzz pedals, so I'm looking at you to show me. Thanks. Well, Joseph, I appreciate that, but the truth is you and I are riding the same bus. I'm learning this myself, but keep watching the videos, keep watching the series. We will learn together, and I'm already learning a few things. Some of the comments that I'm about to get to are absolutely helpful. I already know that. So yeah, just keep watching the series as we go along. Now, getting into the subject of episode number 1, the Fuzzy Bear from Cowline, Matt writes, I think it needs a tone knob. Well, Matt, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Yeah, that I just wasn't happy with the tonal output of the pedal. Not so much, especially at higher levels with the fuzz. That sounded okay to me. I just wasn't happy with the EQ of it. So yeah, I agree. It needs a tone knob, and well, the one I'm looking at today, that's going to have one. So we'll move along. Catching Up writes, interesting start. Well, thank you very much, Catching Up. I appreciate that. One thing I've learned about fuzzes in general and fuzz face style circuits is to play with the guitar's volume to control the amount of fuzz. The Fuzzy Bear sounded to me to have good potential. Okay, now this is important because this covers a lot of what I've been hearing about fuzzes, and it makes sense. I'll get to something else that I connect to it here in a minute, but yes, that makes perfect sense. And since I've been reading that in the comments, I've been doing some experimenting with the Fuzzy Bear, and I see exactly what you mean. And the thing that I connect it to is another thing I'm realizing is fuzzes, to say sensitive, using the word sensitive, yeah, much more than my overdrives, much more than a distortion pedal even. Uh, Fuzzes seem to be very sensitive to the input. In other words, what guitar, what pickups. Uh, if you're going from a single coil to a double coil, or just the amount of output the pickups have, very sensitive, and the same pedal seems to be able to sound very different depending on what's plugged into it. So yes, I get that. That makes perfect sense, and that's something I'm going to be playing with. So thank you for that, and thank you to everyone who mentioned the entire playing with the volume control. That's very important, and I get it. Play Delay Play says, there isn't much bass slash mids. With my personal taste, I would pass on this model from what I've heard. Don't forget to adjust the guitar volume, as it can have an interesting impact on, or it can have interesting impacts on fuzz. Maybe even run a fuzz into an OD, an overdrive. Well, thanks, Play Delay Play. And again, there's that whole issue with the volume control. Very sensitive to its input. Makes sense. I've got it. That's what I'm looking into now, and it's getting me there. I'm getting there. Also, as far as running into an overdrive, oh, that's coming. Right now, I'm just trying the pedals on their own. As I run through at least the ones that I have now, I'll get into stacking them with other gain stages and whatnot, and playing with the whole thing. This series is going to go on for a while. And lastly, I just wanted to get to this particular one. Judd Lofthouse. I hope I get that right. Judd Lofthouse. Cool post. Thank you very much. I quite like a couple of the fuzz settings on my Helix. Well, okay. Yes. Now, this series is mostly about stomp boxes. That was the intent of it. But absolutely, I do intend to do at least one, possibly more, videos in this fuzz series, as far as what I can not only get out of my Helix, my HX Stomp, as well as maybe some other multi-effects pedals that I might just have lying around, and just see what I can do in that arena as well. So yeah, that'll be coming up probably much later on down the road, but absolutely, yeah, I know. the HX Stomp is an amazing piece of kit, and yeah, there seems to be a good assortment of fuzzes available there too. So now then, those are the main comments I wanted to touch on. So let's go ahead and get to the pedal of the day, as it were. The fuzz I'm going to be trying out today is the Facey Cream from Sonic Cake. It is reputed to be a Big Muff type of circuit. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what I've read about it. If I'm wrong, correct me down there in the comments. But it's a mini pedal, and surprisingly enough, it's got some weight to it. It feels like a solid build. Whether or not it is, I don't know. But it feels solid. So I think that's a plus. Maybe the added weight may annoy some of you, but compared to a lot of the mini pedals that I've handled, this feels pretty solid. So that has nothing to do with how it sounds, though. So I'm gonna hook it up. We'll see how it sounds. See if there's anything I like there. And I do want to point out, I was remiss in episode 1. I failed to give an example of my clean tone. I'll do that this time. And again, I'll be using the Marshall DSL-40, mic'd up on the clean channel, by the way. And I'll have it mic'd up with a Shure SM57. And this time I'm adding the Behringer B906. I don't know if I'll use that track or not, but I'm just trying something. And so let me go ahead and get this thing hooked up. I'm going to play around. Not really going to say a lot, at least at first. I'm just going to try to find something that I like. And then after that, I'll have a few comments. So let's go ahead and do it. You know what, folks? It's quite possible that, well, I could just be making some progress here because, well, for one thing, the advice about, messing with the volume knob, that's invaluable advice. That has made all the difference in the world. And from everything I'm learning, it makes sense. I said it before, it makes perfect sense. As sensitive as fuzz pedals are to the input signal that they receive, yeah, it absolutely makes a huge difference, and I'm really liking what I'm hearing. After playing around I guess I've played around with the pedal now for at least a couple of hours. I'm actually dialing in some sounds that I like and that I feel like I can use. Now, as you can see, what I've done there is I've had the fuzz control pulled back somewhere between 9 and 10 o'clock. So not going super radical on the fuzz. And as far as the tone knob, it's probably between 2 and 3 o'clock. So a little bit more on the high end, but not an incredible amount. But to me, it just added a little more definition to the tone. But as far as the guitar is concerned, because the volume control on the guitar, that's meant a world of difference. And I pulled it back probably about 35, maybe 40%. And as I got into that range, the tone started getting to more of what I feel comfortable with. Now, I know that some of you may really like that high gain, that super gritty, spitty kind of fuzz sound. That's not really my thing. But nothing against those who like it. But for what I do, it doesn't really work. However, what I'm finding, just doing what I've done with this pedal, that is a sound I feel like I can really work with, like I can do something with. So, and after all, isn't that what it's all about? As long as it fits what you're doing. I'm pretty happy with what I'm hearing out of the Facey cream. And again, I want to emphasize this is not a review of the Facey cream. However, I will say, again, this is a very solid feeling pedal. So anyway, I'm enthusiastic here because I'm starting to hear some stuff that I like. And who knows, maybe coming up here in episode number 3, I'll keep the trend going. And just to give you a little tease, I don't know a whole lot about the next pedal in line. I will tell you that on top of having the fuzz control and the level control and the tone control, it's got another switch on it that may just switch between different kinds of diodes. I don't know. But it'll be another budget pedal. And then after that, I don't know, maybe something a little more expensive, or it's coming. I've got some others. They're all coming. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope maybe you picked something up from this. And I hope you'll stick around for the rest of the series. And of course, again, please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, comment, thumbs up, all that good stuff. It helps me out. And with that, I'll just simply say, be good. Let's all just be good. Take care.